Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Wisdom and Light here, and I am back with another reading. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Hi, my name is Bianca. Some of you guys know me as Miss J if you've been subscribed to this channel for quite some time now. And welcome to Wisdom and Light, where we do readings like this one. We do astro readings and whatever that's going on in the cosmos. Now, you can already hear it on the sound of my voice that we are going to be just shuffling and focusing on the energy surrounding Liam Payne. He was a group member in they were so popular when I was in high school in One Direction. I remembered when One Direction came out and it was such a big deal. And I wasn't really a huge One Direction fan, but I didn't not know their songs because I just remembered everyone that was a girl and their adolescence was playing One Direction. It was a time. I remembered when they went on tour and how people at school were so excited to go. They definitely had an era and left a mark in my heart. So it's with great sadness that Liam Payne is no longer with us. He tragically, from what I understand, reports are saying that he fell off of the balcony, but some people are alleging that he jumped. So the autopsy came out and they did find pink substance in his system. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Feel free to pause and look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's pink and that's what was found in his system. Now, to know me is to know that I started off on YouTube doing mediumship readings where I channel and I shuffle for people that have passed on and I look at the energy surrounding that. But I did stop doing readings like that because I was getting, even though I was getting a lot of love, the 20% of hate that I was getting, it was louder than all of the love that I was receiving. And it wasn't worth it for me to deal with that at that time, especially because there was a moment where spirituality was trending. It was a thing. So I just took a break from doing it. There's still a lot of readings that people are requesting me to do to this day, and I don't know if I'm ever going to do them, but I did feel called to shuffle cards for him because when I was pulling cards earlier on, I said, wait, let me film this because I'm sure there's a lot of One Direction fans that are subscribed and would like to know and would like to have some form of closure. So this reading is to set the intention for closure, peace, and understanding. So on that note, let's get started. These readings are done for entertainment purposes only. You do not have to believe in anything that I am saying. Grab what resonates, throw out what doesn't. I know that was a long intro, but I needed to just say everything that I needed to say. So let's get started. Show me his energy. Show me his energy. You know, the song that I keep hearing as I am shuffling is the song from Billie Eilish, I'm Happier Than Ever. I keep hearing the song, that song from her. And there has to be a reason why I am hearing it. I keep hearing the song over and over, playing over and over. And maybe that's how he was feeling when all of that happened. I'm just trying to get a feel. What happened that evening? What happened in Argentina? What happened in that moment? Please help me see what happened in that moment. What happened in that moment? Was he traveling with a woman by any chance? Was he traveling with a woman by any chance? This could be a family member, girlfriend, not really sure who this is, but there was a pressure, or is a pressure even still, or what he was feeling like I'm not enough, or I'm not doing enough, or you're not proud of me because of what I'm doing. This is someone that struggled, and I'm going to show him so much grace because I understand this feeling like he's doing everything in his power to be loved, to be present, but not getting that back in return, not receiving that back in return, acceptance. And one thing that I was saying earlier to my sister was, you know what? I want to get singing vocal coach lessons. I wanted to get vocal lessons again and just try to retrain my voice back to what it once was. And I was telling my sister, I feel like I could really do it if I know that my vocal coach believes in me, and that can go very far. Now, granted, we shouldn't put so much energy on other people's approval, but it really does make a difference when you know that someone is rooting for you and you know that someone is cheering you on. There is a vibe here. He always felt that, I'm not sure if this is his parents, I'm not sure if this is family, but he always felt that it wasn't enough, or what he was doing wasn't good enough. So this is someone that was very empathic, and he felt things deeply than he liked to admit. He was also someone that was very sentimental. So during the last moments of his life, there was moments where he felt that, I'm trying to be the best that I can be, I'm trying to be present, but I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing a good job, or I keep dropping the ball, or I can't seem to let this go. I am not strong enough, and I feel bad that I'm not strong enough. This is what I'm picking up on. I feel bad that I'm not strong enough to handle this. I want to just focus. Woman holding a heart, anxiety, indecision, and the thinking woman. And he cared a lot about, how is she viewing me? How do they think of me? What's going through their mind? Okay. Victory, the sun, reverse, and patience. It's almost like whatever that happened that night, whatever that happened before everything kind of took a different direction, his guides are saying coulda, woulda, shoulda, because it already happened, but if he would have just waited a few moments, it's almost like he like having a bad reaction, and it made him feel that he's being abandoned, or you're not happy with me, you're not proud of me, I'm this terrible person. It's like all of those fears of feeling inadequate started to come back up the surface again. So whatever he did, whatever that he was ingesting, and they just did an autopsy, it started to trigger those emotions all over again of feeling like, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing a good job, and I'm trying my best to do a good job, I'm trying my best to be present. So let's pull some cards. These were the cards that I pulled out earlier, and then I said, you know what, let me grab my camera and let me shuffle. What happened that night? We have the unknown. So this is talking about whatever that he did. It's like he kind of went blank. He wasn't himself, but the emotions of feeling like, I'm not doing a good job, started to take over. He feels alone. His mind was telling him whoever that was there with him wasn't going to come back, because it's like, she's not going to come back because I'm not good enough. That's how they felt about me. That's how my parents made me feel at some point. I wasn't good enough. And he took losing, he took those struggles very deeply. He really did struggle, but let me just say, to elevate him in spirit, he has accomplished so much in his lifetime, and I wish he was more kinder to himself and gave himself a lot of grace, because it's kind of like you see somebody and they don't realize how beautiful they are. And this is not about the physical, but more of their soul. They don't realize how kind they are, because there's so much in their head about what they could be doing better. King of Pentacles, reverse. Okay, and then we have the Five of Wands, and then we also have the Chariot. So this is talking about the night that everything unraveled in the way that it did. He blacked out. From what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing any foul play or anybody doing anything to him, but when he blacked out, he felt alone, and it started invoking those emotions that we just discussed of him not feeling like it's enough. We have the Hangman, which talks about, even if all of this happened within 30 minutes, it felt like hours for him, and that was making him spiral. King of Pentacles, reverse. Now, King of Pentacles is actually the person that sold him whatever that this is. This is also someone that was he waiting for someone? I feel like he was also waiting for someone. Now, in his mind, because I keep hearing him say, it took hours, I was waiting, I was calling for you, you left me again. Like, I'm hearing that frustration, but it wasn't actually hours. Whatever that he took made him feel like it was lasting longer than necessary. So he felt alone, and all of those things started to come up the surface, and he started to basically crash out. That's what it's looking like. And the person that he was waiting for probably came back maybe 15, 20 minutes later. It wasn't as long as his mind was telling him. So by the time whoever that he was waiting for came back, and this person was more than likely coming back with more stuff, because this is definitely, this is not liquid drugs, this is other types of drugs, because the King of Pentacles reverse can be, it can be a substance that's not liquid. If this was King of Cups, then I would say it's liquid, but this is more things. This could be cannabis, this can be cigarettes, it can just be things like that, like on his way to, and this also feels like food, going to go get food, and by the time he came back, everything just kind of spiraled, or by the time this person came back, everything spiraled. So I do feel like in his final moments, feeling alone, feeling isolated, having a bad reaction to whatever that he took, and feeling like he's not enough for a certain woman in his life. Again, this could be a sister, this could be a partner, this could just be someone where it's like, she looks up to me, I'm there for her. He's apologizing to a woman. Guys, was a woman with him, or was a family member with him? Was he going to a family member? Because there's a woman in particular, young, that he's apologizing to, like, I let you down. I let you down. I'm sorry. I keep hearing I'm sorry. Even as I'm doing this, it's a whirlwind for him. I also feel spiritually there's something going on with kind of still wrapping his head around the fact that he has crossed over, especially with the Chariot in the end. Just sad, guys. 2 of Wands, King of Cups, and 9 of Cups. I ask intuitively, is he at peace? I am feeling peace from him, but I'm also feeling guilt. I'm also feeling guilt because I really feel that this was something that just happened. This was something that just happened, but actually with the King of Cups and the 9 of Cups, this is talking about the divine reaching out and pulling him in, because everything was getting too deep for him. It was too much for him to bear emotionally. And also, even with the King of Cups being in the reading as well, there was definitely some level of escapism that was here, but it felt like a black hole that was too deep and it went too far. So the reaction was fear that it was too deep, deeper than something he didn't even understand. Because as I'm doing it, I'm frantic, or I feel frantic. It got too deep for him. That's what I'm feeling. Archangel Michael, yes, he has crossed over. We don't have to worry about him being in a bad place, because I feel like there's people that believe that if you take yourself out, then you're not in a good space, when I don't believe that to be true. Is actually talking about he has made it, and he has crossed over, and he is at peace, because he was going through a lot of feeling like he wasn't good enough, and I can't seem to shake that feeling, and it breaks my heart to feel that, when in actuality I feel that he was good at what he was doing, but it feels very self-destructive. It feels very self-destructive, and this is where you wish that, you know, there was rehab therapy. It just feels really, really just sad. And with the Unknown card, he had a very bad reaction, because even when I tried to focus on what happened, when I tried to go into that room and see what happened intuitively, because you guys know in all of the readings that I've done where we talked about people that have crossed over, there was a reading I did a few years ago of this young boy that was brutally unalived in New York, and it was so tragic. Like, when I was channeling that, I felt the impact of, I felt it while I was doing the reading, and I remembered not being able to sleep for a week because it was so much. When I did X's reading, I remembered feeling my throat not being able to breathe, and I didn't know. And this was when I did that reading, none of the reports actually came out, and then it started to come out that the impact happened around his neck, and I felt like I couldn't breathe at some point when I was doing it, because sometimes when they pass, you're gonna feel the symptoms physically, or at least I feel the symptoms physically when I like do reading. So for him, he completely blacked out. And then the unknown card only solidifies that feeling that I have, where I'm not even seeing if he knew what was what. Like nothing was making sense. Everything felt like it was like a trip out movie. Like it's so strange. Like I can't tell what's the wall, I can't tell what's the floor. I just feel myself just like this, and I can't see anything. Everything is black. And he was actually reacting this way, not because he was trying to self-destruct, but because he's not understanding what it is that he's feeling, and at the same time feeling bad that he took it this far. Because it even feels like if he was clean, or if he was on the track towards rehabilitation, this was a relapse. And this was also his energy saying, you're messing up, you're messing up, you're messing up. You got to come back to yourself. You got to come back to yourself. But it's almost like his soul couldn't connect with his body. You ever seen those videos where if someone cuts the head off of a snake and you see the body is still moving? That's the vibe that I'm getting. Only his soul is like not present with himself, and he's trying to connect back with himself, but everything just felt like it was out of his control. And there's sadness about, I'm sorry about how far this went, because I made a promise. He made a promise to a woman. That's why there's a woman that's coming out here, 2 women in particular. This could be like a mother figure and a woman that he was close to. He's very apologetic, even though he's at peace. And I feel how he's going to show up for these 2 women in particular is being a protector for them, especially with the Archangel Michael card, because that's the ultimate protection card. Yeah, journey. He is crossing over, or he has already. So even though he wasn't understanding why all of this was happening, he was actually being called. He was being called. This was actually his time. Even because I keep feeling, I don't know how this happened. I was trying this new thing. I ended up regretting it. I was trying to come back to myself, but I didn't understand what was going on. So him even running, or if, God forbid, if he actually jumped, this was all because I need to get whatever that this is out of me, because it was so much that was going on. So much that was happening. We have the World. The prayers and the love that everyone is pouring, I feel that his energy feels that. There's a lot of happiness and appreciation here, because if he didn't know that he was loved on earth, he knows that he's loved now. And it breaks my heart that I wish he knew how loved he was. And it's like, no matter, yeah, he feels the love now, but why do we have to feel the love when we're gone? Why can't we feel the love while we're here? And the 8 of Cups. I started focusing on the Father. I got 8 of Cups and the Magician, followed by the 5 of Swords reversed. There's a sense of failure that the Father feels, because I remember reports were talking about the Father being present or showing up or speaking out. I'm not sure. He was kind of hard on him. There was another man in his life as well that was very hard on him. If his father had moments of being hard on him because he wanted the best for him, there was someone else that was hard on him as well. I can't shake that feeling. I can't shake that feeling. I heard intuitively trainer. This feels like a vocal coach. And it's funny because I was talking about me going out of my way to look for a vocal coach for myself, and he must have had a vocal instructor, a vocal coach that was very hard on him, that probably maybe didn't give him a lot of encouraging words. There were moments I felt what's conveying in this reading that he felt that people have made him feel that he wasn't doing enough, and he didn't get enough of I'm proud of you. It was more of what he's doing wrong. And I do feel that it affected him, even if he didn't admit it while he was present. And every card that I keep pulling really talks about him transitioning and moving on and finding peace. So even though the world is mourning and his family is mourning, he is at peace, because it was so difficult for him to deal with all of this. And when you have addiction, when you look for vices to escape, it feels like this time when he wanted to escape, it was too, I keep seeing a black hole, or it was black. It was too much. And this wasn't the escape that he was looking for. This kind of felt like it took him away from the world. But I'm happy to see that in this reading, he knows that he is loved, because that's important. That's very important. It's very important that he knows that he is loved. And I was reading somewhere that the tattoo that he has on his arm represents his bandmates, which I thought was really sweet. So that goes to show you, again, the level of empathy that he had. But unfortunately, I just hate that he was probably kind of self-destructive towards himself at times. But I feel the love here. I feel the empathy. I feel the apology towards two women. I feel the disappointment and the sadness within the father. I feel the grief amongst the fandom. But I want everyone to know that he didn't suffer. It's like he was already gone. Like, that's the thing. He didn't even feel anything. He was already not in his body. From what I understand, like, his soul was not in his body. He already transitioned the moment he took that substance, and everything made him disconnect from his physical self. And him freaking out was him trying to connect back, even going as far as falling off, or God forbid, jumping. But he was already in that disconnection, and he already has crossed over. So this is a beautiful opportunity to light candles for him. And I feel people are already doing that now. Continue to keep doing that. This is that time of year. Around September through December, a lot of people leave this earth. I mean, I kind of went to like 3 funerals so far. So, yeah, this is when the veil is thin, and this is when the divine calls certain people home, whether it's because it's their time or if they've been suffering for too long. That's what's been happening here. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I hope this brings closure, so you know that yes, he is definitely in heaven and in a peaceful place, because I do believe that there's something beyond after we pass, and I feel that he has found that peace. Even if there's a little bit of sadness of what he could have done differently. His family should continue to pray and uplift him energetically. That's through prayer. That's through speaking of him highly. That's by having his pictures up. That's by celebrating his legacy. So on that note, as long as his family and the people that support him uplift him, then he will continue to be in a beautiful space. And I feel like that's going to be the case no matter what. So, looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back with another reading. Bye guys.